What's up, everybody? This is Richard. My call sign is Kilo 5 Romeo India Victor K5RIV, and I'm a licensed ham radio operator here in the United States. It's one of my favorite hobbies. I really love to play on my radio quite a lot. So I thought today we'd go ahead and see if we can make some contacts on FT8, which is a digital mode on ham radio where you send digital signals over the air and they're decoded on the other side. So it's a computer-to-computer mode. So my setup, I'm going to turn my camera here. Let me show you. I'm using an ICOM IC7300 radio. I've had it for about three weeks now, and I really love it. And my antenna, I am in an HOA restricted neighborhood, so I use a Diamond BB7V, which is a very lightweight telescopic antenna that I can put up and take down pretty easily. It's not attached to the house or anything. I will do another video on that antenna just so I can kind of show you how I do it. But I've had that antenna for about 3 or 4 weeks also, and they're both working really well for me. So we are set up here. We are on 20 meters today. The band conditions aren't great. So usually in the daytime, for me, the best is digital, and then in the evening time, when the bands open up, I do pretty well getting out on phone. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and see if we can make some contacts. I'll kind of explain what's going on for anybody who's never seen FT8 before. So as you can see, we've got two windows here. We've got the band activity window here, and then the receive frequency window here on the right hand side. So all of these in here are the ones that are calling CQ, or they're looking for a contact. The ones in blue are stations that I have not made a contact with before. The ones that are highlighted in white I have made a contact with before. So usually the way that it works is you see CQ and then the call sign and then their Maidenhead grid locator, which is where they're located on that grid locator service. It does go in 8-second increments, as you can see right here. Sorry, 15-second increments. Let me see here. And then you'll see that there are some people that are calling different things, like this guy right here, CQQRP. That means he's using low power. CQVOTA is volunteers on the air. And there's some parks on the air this weekend. There we go, there's a parks on the air right there. So I usually try and give those guys a copy. So let's see if we can hit this QRP guy. So as you'll see now on the right hand side, it has come in where I am sending a message. So I'm saying Kilo Echo 8 Yankee Papa K5RIV and then my call sign. So now what we'll do is we'll wait for the next cycle to go through and then see if he comes back to me. But I see that there are a couple of QRPs in here, and there are also a couple of... Okay, so he actually made a contact with somebody else there. So we'll try him again in just a minute. So this is a data mode that will work up to 24 dB under the noise floor. So it's really good for people who are using low power or people who are restricted with their setup as well. So basically, the lower the number here, the more chance you have of contacting them. So here's a guy here in the Azores. Let's see if we can give him a call. So he's 15 under, so we may be able to get through. There are a lot of people on 20 meters working FT8 this afternoon, so we'll see. Down here, as you can see, it tells me roughly how far they are from me, so they're almost 4,000 miles away. So we'll see what we can do here. So we'll wait for this to cycle through. Okay, and then he made a contact with somebody else. So we will go ahead and see if we can get somebody else here. Or we'll say, so we're going to see the other side of this right here. After CU2KH has finished his contact, we may be able to slip in there and contact him in just a second. here's another QRP guy. Let's give him a call. Okay. And the noise you're hearing is the fan on the radio kicking in when it's transmitting. So let's see. Okay, so he didn't hear us, so we're going to give him another call. Let's see. Now I'm going to take off enable transmit here. Okay, so he didn't hear us. So here's our guy in the Azores again. So let's try him again one more time. So there is actually a great thing which I'll show you in just a moment called PSK Reporter. So basically it's something in your software that in this software WSJTX that you can check, and what it does is so all of these call signs that I'm seeing right here on the left hand side are reported back to a service which then will plot on a map. So basically you can check to see where your signal is being received. So if I go ahead and pull up PSK Reporter here and refresh it, you can see that this is basically where my signal is being received. So all over the States there, a couple into Europe, and yeah, so it's been pretty good. It's not too bad today considering the band conditions are pretty bad. So but we should be able to make a contact. So let's try one more, and then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and call CQ and see if we can get anybody to come back to us. Alright, let's see where this guy is. KC8 TVW. Oh, he's contacted somebody else. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll actually put out a call and see if anybody can hear us and come back to us. So I'm going to click right here and click so that I can do this message right here, which is CQ K5RFEL29, and that is my call. It's basically saying, hey, if anybody wants to contact me, they can go ahead. So okay, so we put that out now. Let's see if we can get anybody to come back to us. No, not yet. Here we go. We've got a couple of stations here. K4WX is coming back to us here. You can see it in red on the right hand side. And then we've got KC8TVW who's coming back from us from our previous call right here. So let's see, but first station to come back was the KW4X. So he's basically said, so K4WX gave us a signal report. We were 10 under the noise floor there, and he was 8 under, so about different. So RR73 means all received. So now the next one that should come up here should be another one in red that says 73, which means thank you, means goodbye, means all received, all good. There you go. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and log that contact, and now we will go ahead and give KC8TVW a call back. And then what we'll do is after that is we'll go to our logbook and see where these guys are. Okay, so he's gone to another contact, so he'll come back to us in just a minute. So if we look here, KW4X right here, and we're going to look him up. So he was in Tennessee, in Signal Mountain, so that's pretty good. So we were 10 under the noise floor into Tennessee, which is pretty good. I see another station who's just popped up here on the left hand side in Jamaica, so we'll see if we can give them a call in just a minute. Before we do that, we will go ahead and wait for KC8TVW just in case he wants to come back to us. Okay. So it's pretty lively on the band today. A lot of people work in FT8. A lot of people love it. It's actually a very divided thing between hams. I happen to love it. I've always loved running digital modes. First digital mode I ever ran was PSK31, and I just really enjoy it. Let's see here. Okay, so he's not going to come back to us, so yeah, and then I really got into FT8, FT4, and JS8 call. JS8 call is a lot of fun. Here's a special event station here, W1AW. So we'll give this guy a call. I always like to work the special event stations. As I mentioned earlier on, I like to work parks on the air, volunteers on the air. So let's see if this guy comes back to us. He's 17 under, so he may not. Okay, so he worked somebody else. So, alright, so let's throw out another CQ and see what we get. Okay, we'll just wait for it to go through. There's a station coming in from England there, from my home country. Already had a nice couple of contacts into England today, earlier on. And as I mentioned, that one last night to New Caledonia, which is just off the coast of New Zealand. That was a really good contact too. Thing I love about, here we go. We got one here, KY4VC. Thing I love about digital modes as well is that sometimes I'm just not in the mood to talk. Like last night, for example, I came on probably around 10 o'clock last night. A very busy couple of days, and just was super tired. Really didn't feel like talking. So I just sat and put my headphones on, listened to some music, and worked some FT8, and it was really good. Alright, so we're going to try and get this guy here, KY4VC, 19 under, so it may take a couple of goes to get through. So I think the bands are very noisy this afternoon, so they'll definitely come in a little bit later. Okay, we'll give them another couple of tries. so we'll turn off the enable because he's either making a contact with someone else or we lost him in the noise, or he lost us in the noise. So, okay. If you wondered what FT8 sounded like, by the way, so you'll hear it stop after the cycle, and then starts up again. So that's how it sounds. So let's see, there is another mode as well called FT4, which takes half of the, here's a volunteer on the air, let's give them a call. FT4 takes half the time of FT8 to send the message, and for some reason it's just not as popular, and I don't understand why. It's a more efficient mode, but everybody still loves playing FT8. I don't know why. But okay, let's see if we can get this guy. Yeah, there we go. So he's telling us right here that we're 4 over right here, and then we received him at a -3. So that's good. So now we should get a RR73, and then we'll send our 73 back to him, and then we've made the contact. There we go. So now we'll go ahead and log him. There's another volunteer on the air there. We'll try and get that guy. So yeah, as I mentioned, it's a very divided mode. There's a lot of people that love it, a lot of people who don't like it, don't think it's real radio. I'm like, ham radio for me has always been about experimentation and pushing the limits and everything like that. I love messing around with it. For me, the magic of ham radio is just the idea that I've just got just a metal pole antenna in the backyard, and with very little power, I'm able to make contacts just across the airwaves. That's always been the kind of the magical part for me. So okay, so we're going to try call this guy right here. Another volunteer on the air. There's a Parks on the air right here. Kilo Delta 8 India Alpha Kilo. So maybe we'll try and give them a call as well. So let's give this guy one more try. Yeah, one more try, and then we'll move on. Another nice thing about the PSK tracker is you can kind of see where your your propagation's going, where your signal is going out, so we can see it's going this way. So you can see we're being heard kind of in this kind of pattern right here, and then we're making it over into Europe a little bit, so that's good. So the European stations will really start coming in strong a little bit later on. Here we go. So there we go. We got him. Oh, let me go ahead and so he's seen us at 14 under the noise floor there, and he's coming back to us at -7. So he's doing pretty good over here. So we'll be able to see where he is. In just a second when we refresh our log. There we go, nice little contact. Okay, so we'll go ahead and so we can see wherever he is, he's about 1,000 miles away from here. So pretty good for a Sunday afternoon. So let's see, let's let this pass go through. Okay, so let's refresh our log and let's see where these last couple of guys were. So this guy was in Virginia, And by the way, all of the information is publicly available on QRZ.com. So, and that last guy was in Arizona. So, a couple of nice little contacts there. So, let's see here. Let's see if I can get some more of these Poto Vota guys. Okay, there's that special event station again. Let's try and get him again one more time. Alright, let's see here. A nice thing about this program as well is that you can, with the rig control, you can flick around between frequencies. So, you know, if we think 20 meters is getting too crowded or something like that, we could just go ahead and flick around at the touch of a button. Okay, so he didn't come back to us. So what I usually do is I'll turn the volume up and then just go to the other frequencies and see if we can, even though there's a scope on the radio. So I'm going to erase this out because I've moved to FT4 frequency now, and you can see there are a couple of guys working FT4. So if we go ahead and see if we can make a contact here, you'll see that it's way faster. So let's let this pass go through, and then we'll call this guy. So 7.5 seconds instead of 15. Okay, so call this guy. He's about 970 miles. Okay, and we got him. He's got us at +1, 1 over. And we got him at -10. So pretty good. So obviously I prefer FT4. See how fast that contact was? Yeah, it's way more efficient. But as I say, a lot of people still go on FT8. I don't know why. So, but we'll see if we can make a couple more here. So you can really knock up the contact, especially if you work in an award, like a worked all states or something. Okay, so he just made a contact there, so we'll wait for him to come back. So FT4 is a really good mode for calling CQ as well. I find that I have a lot of luck calling CQ on FT4, so let's try that and see what we can do. It's kind of like fishing. It's kind of like you dangle the bait or you hunt and peck. That's what I think of it as. So, okay, let's see. See if we can get some contacts here. Now 40 meters has been dead today, so that may start coming in. Let's see, what time is it? 4:30? It may start coming in. Here we go. So we got somebody right here. W8BI. We got him at a 0. EM79, that sounds like it's pretty close to me. Okay, wow, he's got us at 16 over. Wow, he must be really close to me. Okay, so you be careful as well. So this guy right here is calling CQDX. So DX means he's looking for a long distance contact. So, you know, out of courtesy, I would not call him because he's looking for a long distance. So, let's see where that last guy was. Well, we've got 2 here. We've got this guy who is in South Dakota. And then we got this guy who was in, where is he? Oh, Dayton, Ohio. Wow. And we were, what was it? A 16 over into Ohio. That's pretty good. Okay. Looks like we got some, oh, we got another special event station here. So, FT4 starting to heat up a little bit here. So I think we'll stay on here for a little bit. Let's see. Let's drop our CQ in here again. Let's see what we got going on. Got a guy here in the Netherlands. Maybe we'll give him a call in just a sec. Okay, so I'll give 3 CQ calls and then see what we get. See if we get anything. Okay, so nothing now, but I do want to see if we can try and get this guy in the Netherlands here. And there's another guy right here. Okay. I'll call this guy right here. This guy's just made a contact. Alright, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope I didn't bore you to death. I love my ham radio, so if you like what you see, go ahead and follow me, subscribe. I'm going to be recording some more. I'll probably record another one a little bit later on tonight when the bands open up a little bit more. So, for now, this is Kilo 5 Romeo India Victor saying goodbye. Or 73. Oh, hang on, we just got this last contact. Let's just make this real quick. So we got November Delta 9 Zebra. He's receiving us at a 3 under. We're receiving him as a 14 under. Okay, let's lock the contact. Let's see where he is. Illinois. Man, so we are booming out today. So, alright, as I say, I'll record some more a little bit later on. So for now, we'll say 73.